In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to work a simple BRKYOBRK increase in two-color brioche knitting. This is an increase that takes your stitch from 1 to 3. In brioche knitting, increases and decreases always come in sets of 2 in order to maintain the 2-stitch repeat, or the AB pattern that two-color brioche is built off. So I'm working with my main color. Increases are usually done with the main color, not always, but most often. And then the contrast color, the dark green, will come in behind and set up the rest of the pattern. So this is the column of stitches that I want to increase on. So I've worked up to that point. The stitch right before this column will be worked as a slip 1 yarn over stitch. And so at this point I'm going to slip it, but I'm not going to make the yarn over quite yet. I would do that by laying that over. I'm going to wait, and it will just be made automatically when I work the BRKYOBRK on this column of stitches right here. Okay, so here we go. So BRKYOBRK stands for brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. So the first part of it, a brioche knit, is simple enough. We go into both the knit stitch and the yarn over accompanying it. And instead of pulling it off the needle, we leave it on right here. And we take our working yarn, we bring it between the needles back to the front, like this. And then we prepare to brioche knit again. And when we bring this over the back, over the top of the yarn, it creates a yarn over in the middle there. So we have a brioche knit stitch, a yarn over, and then another brioche knit, all into the same stitch. You can see this kind of nice hole there at the bottom. The hole, when you go from a 1 to a 5 or a 1 to a 7 stitch increase, kind of gives you this really pretty large hole that is sometimes used as a decorative element. I'm going to show you this again on the next column of stitches. So here's my slip 1, and which will be a yarn over. And I'm going to BRKYOBRK on this column. We'll go in first with the brioche knit stitch. Do not take it off the needle. Bring your yarn to the front between the needles, and then brioche knit again. Just like that. Creates a knit, yarn over, knit, or BRKYOBRK. Okay, so now I'm coming back around with my contrast color. I'm going to show you how we work over those increased stitches. Here's my BRKYOBRK from the main color round. I'm simply going to continue with the established pattern. This first one will be a slip 1 yarn over. The middle stitch, the new yarn over that we created, will be worked as a simple purl stitch. It is not considered a brioche purl because it doesn't have its own yarn over yet. So we just worked that as a purl, and then a slip 1 yarn over. This one here is a nice brioche purl, and we can recognize it by it being a 2-stranded setup. So there's a brioche purl. One more time I'll show you on this increase. We slip 1 yarn over on the first stitch, simply purl the middle, yarn over, and then slip 1 yarn over on the last. Okay, that's what it looks like when you've completed the main color and the contrast color of the increase. And I'll bring you back and show you how it looks a few rows later. Okay, and here's just a few rows later. You can see how nicely that's where the split happened, the BRKYOBRK. We created another column of brioche knit stitches and then another yarn over column. And that is how to BRKYOBRK.